Hello everyone, my name's Binerexis and I'm the worst arena player in the world. What you may notice first is that I already have one win despite this being the first video in the series. This is a mistake both because I forgot to record that match and because there is no way I should have won with this deck whatsoever. Of course, there was always Deathwing. You may have noticed the terrible mana curve to this deck. Like I said, I'm the worst arena player in the world. My only victory so far with this deck is due to mistakes made by both my opponent and myself. The fault is mine as I won through blind luck, going thoroughly against the spirit of the game with an undeserved victory. For those keeping count at home, I need to simply convert to Scientology and make yet another bloody Terminator film to become the worst person ever. The fault is on my opponent as he allowed all this to happen, knowing full well what the consequences are. Without further ado, let's start playing. My opponent is Uther Lightbringer, the legendary paladin. Clearly I have already lost, but I decide to power on both the education and entertainment of you, the viewer. My cards at the start are unfavourable, lacking any ability to help my immediate demise. I discard a tree and a lion, hoping this will increase my chances. It does not, but our gracious Lord RN Jesus graces me with a lucky coin for my efforts. My opponent and I exchange hollow greetings. The only meaning I can find in my pointless games is the shallow human interaction. Considering my options, I coin into Loot Hoarder, yet another of my terrible mistakes. My opponent, Ogin, takes his time. Clearly he has already drawn a match-winning hand and is simply toying with me for his own twisted amusement. It's what I deserve. My assumptions were correct. The Silver Hand recruit. When will this torment end? Naturally I draw a card that cannot be used yet, forcing me to choose between a wolf and a chronic smoker. It was at this point that I remembered Moonfire, a card designed to free me from the shackles of the Silver Hand recruit. I liberate his soul and, thanks to the wolf, deal the most damage to my opponent in my career so far. 3.
Ogin starts taking so long that Captain Neuro, knowing perfectly well that I'm recording, knows that nothing is happening and messages me. This, miraculously, improves the quality of my microphone drastically. As my opponent sets up for a one-to-one trade, I, through no other means than luck, buff up my useless Loot Hoarder to a useless Loot Hoarder with more health and taunt. Meanwhile, Ogin does nothing, clearly dragging out my inevitable defeat even longer than he currently has. After dealing damage, I reward myself with a minor victory death cough. But it was all too short-lived. Ogin, by now one of the most renowned strategists of our time, chucks a hammer straight to my Loot Hoarder's face and finishes him off with a midget on a steampunk jetpack. My reward for dying with honour, poise, and a third quality I can only describe as that was my only damage dealer, you arsitude. I am rewarded with the injured Blade Master. It is at this point that I considered conceding for the 5th time. With no other choice, I play the Disability Mobility Blade Master and take revenge on the airborne midget menace with my own 2 hands. Naturally, my defeat will come soon. After much deliberation, and as a shock to no one, Ogin the Hammer Thrower throws another hammer, this time taking out the crippled Blade Master in one hit. He had 2 children, and now, because of me, he's dead. In a terrifying twist of fate, Ogin unleashes the Mad Bomber and deals 2 damage directly to himself. It is only now that I begin to understand the mass of insanity sitting across from me. He will do anything to win, and I am the only one who can stop him. I consider unleashing the Chronic Smoker, but it wouldn't be enough to stop Ogin the Insatiable. No, it would merely be another delay. With no other option, I send my loyal wolf friend straight at the Mad Bomber. Neither survived. I go directly for Ogin the Relentless, biting at his throat. It's what Wolfie would have wanted. Just as victory seemed near, the Guardian of Kings steps forward and undoes the damage to Ogin's stupid face. A truly terrifying foe. Seeing direct action as the only way to cease this battle, I launch a nearby moon at my opponent. Hopefully, this time it will work. Suddenly, my fears are gone. This place is surrounded by moons. All I need do now is wait, and my victory shall be assured. A dragon? This does not bode well. A blessing upon the Guardian of Kings? By the gods! And is that... Wolfie? You traitorous zombie swine! Fine, I'll play your game. I unleash the Sunwalker to scoff at your minions, Ogin no friends, and silence your Guardian so hard that it disenchants your fortress to the northeast. Oh yes, now we have a battle. The battle lines are drawn, the combatants meet. Soon it will be the end for one of us, but by the gods I'll take you with me. Ah, weakening my Sunwalker, I see. No matter, it was always expendable. I will still triumph over you, just you wait and see. How ironic that Ogin the Unjust wields the sword of justice. Fine, rally your troops. It will do you no good. Soon I shall have my victory, and true justice will be dispensed. No, please. Take your time. Delay the inevitable. If only you hadn't drawn out my torture before, you may have won, Ogin of hindsight. Now is my chance. The chronic smoker I've had with me from the beginning shall rain down victorious justice upon the damned in a cloud of thick, yellow smoke. For good measure, another moon should do the trick. Rally your troops, strengthen your dragon, hit me for as hard as you like, it won't save you now Ogin takes too long to play. Next turn, you will be struck by my final justice moon, and then you will have to live with the knowledge that you were defeated by the worst arena player in the world. Are you ready? Here it comes! Justice Moon! Oh, Ogin, you played well, but not well enough. But the gesture is what's important. Still, how does it feel to be beaten by the worst arena player in the world? Ladies and gentlemen, I've been Binerexis, and thank you for joining me on this journey. We shall continue this next time, as I continue to, somehow, miraculously, against all odds, win an arena utilizing only luck and the bad fortune of my opponents.